Welcome to CHNX. This video is part 2 explaining the geopolitics behind the region of Nagorno-Karabakh. And if you have not watched the part 1 explaining what is the dispute of Nagorno-Karabakh, please do check it out. The link to the video is given below in the description and in the top right corner. And if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe to CHNX for such geopolitical videos. Since the end of the September, fighting has erupted once more between the two former Soviet republics of Armenia and Azerbaijan, with deadly clashes and attacks which shook the Armenian-controlled Karabakh. Fighting that broke out on Sunday, that is on 27 September 2020, has surpassed the periodic escalation of the recent years involving heavy artillery, tanks, missiles and drones. And at the heart of the conflict is the decade-old conflict of Nagorno-Karabakh region. Nagorno-Karabakh is recognized as part of Azerbaijan, but it is still under the control of ethnic Armenians. So far there are more than 300 confirmed deaths, which are among civilians and Armenian combatants killed in actions. Azerbaijan has not released its data on the military losses, but this can be assumed at least to be high, as the fighting appears to be driven by an attempt by Azeri forces to recapture the territories occupied by the Armenian forces which were lost during the 1994 war. The Caucasus is a strategically important mountainous region in the southeastern Europe. For centuries, different powers in the region, both Christian and Muslims, have vied for the control of this region. So let us talk about the geopolitics behind this region. This is Armenia and this is Azerbaijan. Both of these countries has become independent since 1990s after the Soviet Union dissolution. Armenia has a population of 3 million people and Republic of Aztecs has a population of 150,000 and Azerbaijan a population with 10 million people. This difference is also visible clearly in their GDP and their military spending. Armenia, a nominal GDP of $11 billion and a military budget of $430 million, which is 4% of the GDP. Whereas Azerbaijan, a nominal GDP with $39 billion and a military budget of $1,550 million, which is also 4% of GDP. This huge increase in their military spending allows Azeris to purchase more and fancy high-tech weapons. Now let us talk about the politics in this region. First with Azerbaijan. Ilham Aliyev, the president of Azerbaijan, is a popular corrupt dictator with few rivals. There is no true democracy in Azerbaijan. You may ask why. The country of Azerbaijan became independent in 1991, and since the independence, Heydar Aliyev had become the president, and pay attention, with 98.8% of vote. Yes, this is the Azerbaijan style of democracy. And so upon the death of the Heydar Aliyev in 2003, his son Ilham inherited the throne. This time Ilham has won the election with 75% of the vote. And Azerbaijan's style of democracy is very quite unique. If you don't believe me, just look at this news. Azerbaijan has released the election result before voting had even started. In fact, Ilham Aliyev doesn't even waste time pretending not to be corrupt. He has changed the constitution so that he can run for election as many times as he wants. And the vice president of the country is his wife. And he also changed the law that specified the required age to run for the elections. And of course, anybody who speaks against the Aliyev family ends up in jail. Meanwhile, they are getting richer and richer every year. But Baku's oil money helps Aliyev family to maintain the power and control over the people of Azerbaijan through various social programs and schemes which are financed by the oil money. On other side of the border, we have Armenia. Armenia, a country with true democracy but absolute total corruption. The government of Armenia is heavily corrupted and Armenia lacks in natural resources and has zero access to sea, with high military expenditure which has resulted to more than 20% of unemployment in their country. And Armenia has the same capita per income as Namibia. And for all the home economic failure, the conflict of Nagorno-Karabakh is the perfect scapegoat for all the problems of Armenia. And let's be honest, neither sides, Azerbaijan and Armenia wants peace. And at the end of the day, having an arch rival has been a great blessing to oligarchs of both countries. And in Armenia, almost all political elite comes from the region of Nagorno-Karabakh. In fact, the former Armenian Prime Minister was born in the Republic of Aztecs, and same goes for the lot of senior officials. And believe me, it may seem as strange, but this peaceful Republic of Aztec is the #1 priority of the Armenian government it has ever had. In 2018, the Armenians has had enough of it. After so many years of corruption and abuse of power and the poverty that is the consequence of such a situation, which drove the current Prime Minister out of the power, and the new Armenian Prime Minister is led by this man you can see on the screen, Nikol Pashinyan. In fact, in his first 2 years of rule, he has carried out several economic reforms to fight against corruption, but his economic reforms has failed to give an economic result. So we can conclude that in both Armenia and Azerbaijan, the governments are highly corrupt and uses their hate against each other to fulfill their objectives. As for even one given opinion poll, that 91% of Azeri hates Armenians, whereas 60% of Armenians hates Azeris. Now let us talk about the international players who are involved in this conflict directly. First is Russia. Russia sees this Caucasus country as their sphere of influence, and Russia has a military and diplomatic relation to both Armenia and Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan depends upon Russia for selling its Baku oil and gas to the Europe. So Russia will make sure the region remains stable and will not allow any foreign power presence to disturb the Russian sphere of influence. In fact, even Russia has a defense agreement with Armenia under CSTO. But Russia does not recognize and offers protection for Republic of Aztecs. Russia is the biggest arms and weapons supplier to both of these countries. Second is Turkey. Turkey is sitting in the crossroad of Europe and Asia after shameful defeat in World War I and committing a brutal Armenian genocide. Under the current Turkish president, Turkey wants to see itself as a leader of the Islamic world by overthrowing the Saudi Arabia. And for achieving this target, Turkey has started many plans. Such one of the plan is, Turkey has started building lots of dams over the rivers that is coming out from the Turkey and going into Middle East. Currently, Iraq, Syria, Kurds are at mercy of Turkey for water resources, and Turkey has the complete control over the rivers of the Middle East. Turkey is currently occupying the territories of Syria and Republic of Cyprus and is planning to occupy more territories by starting new territorial disputes and claims in Syria and Greece. Turkey has even sent its army to fight against the Libyan government and set up the terrorist government in Libya. And now, after poking Saudi Arabia, Turkey wants to access the Baku oil to safeguard its oil security and to sell the oil directly to Europe. Europe is forced to buy oil from Turkey. You may ask why. Because in 2014, Russia has annexed Crimea from Ukraine, and because of such action, United States has imposed sanctions over Russia over this military action. So Europe has no choice to buy oil from Turkey itself. So Europe doesn't have any option except Turkey. And by starting this conflict, Turkey will get an excuse to station its army in a foreign soil in the city of Ganja, Azerbaijan, and to protect the oil pipeline and Turkey's security interest. Which now bring us to France and Germany. France has a large minority of Armenians within their population, so France will support Armenia, and Germany has a large minority of Turks, so Germany will be forced not to support Armenia. Hence, European Union is totally divided over this conflict and does not have a single resolution. Israel will support Azerbaijan for selling its weapons and drones, but it will not support Armenia, not because of geopolitics, but because of own Israeli national security, as Armenia's most of the weapons are Russian origin. Hence, Israel will not compromise its national security by sharing their technology on Russian hardware. Now we come to Middle East, Saudi Arabia. Because Turkey has challenged Saudi Arabia as the leader of the Islamic world, hence Saudi Arabia has decided to support Armenia because Turkey is supporting Azerbaijan and Azerbaijan's enemy is Saudi Arabia's friend. Now we come to Iran. Iran is supporting Armenia and will support Armenia, as Iran, a Shia country which does not want Turkey, a Sunni country, to grow its influence over Azerbaijan and Iran's own backyard. Then we come to India. India is very far away from the Caucasus, but India has a good relation with both Armenia and Azerbaijan, as India sells weapons and radar to both of them, and recently Azeri air transport plane has been spotted in Delhi. But India chose to support Armenia diplomatically in order to teach Turkey a lesson, as Turkey is promoting terrorism and separatism in India. And it has also been found that Turkey is sending Syrian mercenaries and terrorists to fight in Karabakh in behalf of Azerbaijan. Now at last is the nation of Pakistan. There are many speculations regarding Pakistan involvement in the Karabakh, but one of the such speculation is that Pakistan is here to support Azerbaijan. But the reality is that Pakistan is a financially weak country with huge loans and a bankrupt nation. So it is highly dependent upon Turkey and China for its financial help. And Pakistan is paying back Turkey by sending its army to fight in other countries' war. Basically, Pakistan is a colony of China and Turkey. So we can conclude that Pakistan does not have an independent geopolitical interest in this conflict. So to sum it up, Armenia is occupying Azerbaijan's Karabakh, and by not implementing 1994 peace treaty agreement, hence Azerbaijan has the legal right over the territory of Karabakh. But in order to achieve this objective, Baku has teamed up an alliance with two of the biggest human rights abuser and genocidal governments, which are Turkey and Pakistan. Turkey, which has committed an Armenian genocide of 1.5 million in 1919, and Pakistan, which has committed a Bangladeshi genocide of 3 million people in 1970 to 1971. So good luck to Azerbaijan to claim yourself as a good guy. Now, this is the end of the part 2. In part 3, Siachin X will talk on the Armenian dirty secret and Armenian terrorism all over the globe. So if you like this video, please do subscribe and like and share. Till then, goodbye.